A week later, after the release of Sim Update 11 and the 40th anniversary, we have seen many bugs that needed to be squashed. With this new patch that has been released for the beta testers, will it fix the A310 that's been plagued with a few problems? We've got you covered with all of that, including all of this week's big announcements and release news, so let's jump into the video. Before we jump into this week's announcements, in these videos I try to bring you all the flight sim news in one place. So if that sounds right up your taxiway and you get a bit of value out of that, please click that subscribe button, as 72% of people that watch the Oz Flight Simmer channel basically just pass by and are not subscribed. So if you could hit the subscribe button, that really helps support me and helps grow the channel, and thank you very much. Pre-flighting this week's previews and announcements, and the first one goes to FlightFX and Voltec. This week announced their release date for the much anticipated Vision Jet. This is the team that is working hard on finishing touches of the Vision Jet and now finally reached the point where they are happy to release it. The team have been focusing on all the small details to try to capture the experience of flying the real Vision Jet in the simulator that it would be in real life. FlightFX have mentioned they are already working on a few additions and enhancements that will come in later updates of the Vision Jet. One of the first updates we will see after launch is a refresh of the G3000, which will unlock a bunch of new features for the aircraft. The team will include a paint kit on launch, which will make a livery enthusiast very happy, and FlightFX and Voltec will release the Vision Jet on November the 22nd. So that's next week, only a few days away, and of course we will follow up on the launch details after release. Aeroplane Heaven this week released some new screenshots of its current progress of the Avro Lancaster after the launch of the 40th anniversary edition, with the team developing the DC-3 for that title. Aeroplane Heaven is now focusing on the Lancaster. The Lancaster was announced earlier this year. With these latest screenshots, we can see that the project is coming along nicely. From the looks of the screenshots, the Lancaster appears to be very much detailed in the 3D modeling, which is to be expected from Aeroplane Heaven. They make the outside of the aircraft look pretty good. No details on when we'll see the Lancaster in our sims or a feature list for now, but of course we will keep you posted with more development news from them. In some more announcement news for the week, this goes over to the team over at Orbex with their announcement of a Dublin Landmark City Pack. Orbex's last city landmark pack was released a few months back, which was Melbourne in Australia. Now the team is switching back over to Europe with Dublin. Dublin is the capital and a largest city in Ireland that is a place of a very rich history. This pack comes with 60 high detail points of interest, with PBR texturing, animated vessels, cranes, double-decker buses, trains along the Tara Street Railway Bridge. This city pack will be compatible with World Update number 3 and has been optimized for performance. No confirmed release date, but knowing Orbex, if they're talking about it, we will see it probably released very soon. Just Flight this week has updated us on one of the team's in-house projects, which is the Fokker F-28. Since we last heard from the team about the F-28, the team has implemented and animated the cargo doors and passenger doors, along with wheel chocks and cones around the F-28. The team has mentioned that the visual work is pretty much close to being finished at this point, and Just Flight are now focusing their efforts on the F-28 systems, increasing the complexity of the aircraft to make it close to true as the real life thing as possible. The Fokker is now flyable in the sim with all the animations of the cockpit completed, including instruments and annunciators and basic systems. There is no detail for a release date or a feature set. From the sounds of things, Just Flight team have a little work to do to bring the Fokker to the usual standard we expect to see from Just Flight, but of course we'll keep you posted on any more development news. Taxiing over to this week's release news, and the first one, it goes to UK 2000, and they are back in the US releasing a Telluride Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The team mentions they weren't happy and they were a little bit disappointed with the handcraft custom airport that was default in the sim, so they just went out and made their own. Telluride is an iconic airport that is known for very interesting approaches, being at an altitude of 9,000 feet, which makes it the highest commercial airport in the US. The airport package comes with fully detailed buildings, realistic ground markings, detailed airport vehicles, a full set of signs, PBR materials are being used throughout, optional static aircraft and internal building details, and open hangars. You can pick up your copy of UK 2000's Telluride directly from their store. I'll leave a link in the description below. When you see feature list and product highlights with comments such as parking, plenty, windsocks, yes, services, no restroom, no water, no weather info, no lights, and no cell phone service, you get a sense of humor that this developer has a passion for their products. And yes, Parallel 42 is at it again, stretching the boundaries with another new product. This time around releasing Cedar Mountain. The Bush Airport is located 15 miles from their other airport, which is a Mexican Mountain, and both of these airports are frequently visited by bush pilots in some of the Utah backstrip flying. The Cedar Mountain Bush Airport rests 7,500 feet on top of Cedar Mountain and makes some really interesting landings. Other features will be included in this package is custom vegetation, custom ground assets, custom terraforming of the area, custom night lighting, fully animated drone mini scenes, and other unique effects. You can pick up your copy of Cedar Mountain directly from the Orbex store. I'll leave a link in the description below. And in another airport release for the week, this one goes over to the team at Fly Too High, releasing Warsaw Chopin Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let me know in the comments below, and I'm sure you will if I pronounce that correctly. Warsaw Airport serves the capital city and is the busiest airport in the country. In 2019, served 19 million passengers with airliners such as Ryanair, LOT, and Wizz Air, and more, to many destinations such as London, Kiev, Paris, and Frankfurt, just to mention a few. Airport features included in the package are detailed animated jetways, many static custom vehicle objects, custom aerial photos used throughout the airport, working VDGS, a docking system I should say, and highly detailed airport throughout. Warsaw Airport from Fly Too High is available over at the Sim Market store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Lining up and waiting for this week's Sim Update news, and what a week it has been with the release of Sim Update 11 and the 40th anniversary editions. We've seen many new features and content released all at one time, and some of these introductions will produce bugs and glitches, and I know I've come across a few, and I'm sure you guys have as well. The Microsoft team is taking this seriously with the release of a beta update for Sim Update 11 to be tested by the public beta team. This is expected to be available to download on the 17th and will be available for Xbox, Steam, and Microsoft Store users. This is great to see that the next patch will be tested first, which increases the length of time before we will see it, but that being said, it makes it more smooth of an update in my opinion. The next beta build will include a bunch of general fixes and bug fixes, including several crashes to desktops across the title. It will fix potential crashes when requesting or missing malform waypoints. The A310 has had a bulk of the fixes, or the bulk of the focus, when it comes to this patch, and hopefully this goes a long way in making this a more of an improved user experience. When it comes to the A310, the parking brake spelling fix and the low-res textures have been done. The EFB and the IFE updates, including able to enter manual numbers at certain parts of the EFB, such as cargo and passengers. They also removed the sound volume sliders within the EFB. They fixed the ETE on the IFE, and the sounds have been a big problem with the A310, and they've really addressed this time on this update. The master audio control is now moved to the in-sim settings. They've fixed the volume levels. They've fixed the AI310 volume levels, which were too loud. They fixed the AI310 roll-off distance at being too great, and they fixed the APU noises. They fixed the audio near the rear of the cabin. Basically, all the audio was pretty much in the A310 when it comes to multiplayer. You could hear the plane absolutely everywhere, like a vacuum cleaner in my opinion. A bunch of other small fixes have been addressed with the A310 as well. I'll leave a link in the description below for instructions on how you can jump on to be part of the beta testing, and also the full changelog when it comes to this new update that we should receive soon. This week, the development team is getting together for the last Q&A, and hopefully we get a bit of a glimpse, or some teasers at least, of what's in store for Microsoft Flight Simulator next after the 40th anniversary edition. I think they'll keep their cards fairly close to the chest, and we probably won't hear anything till next year. The development Q&A will be in a few hours over on Twitch on Friday the 18th. Make sure you check that out. Also, they usually put it on YouTube probably a couple of days later. This week, we're seeing a no feedback snapshot or development roadmap update, which is to be expected after big release. It's pretty much the norm, and we've seen 17 products were released on the in-sim marketplace. 7 of those are on PC and 10 of those are on Xbox. This week's highlight is the Demons G39 Griffin, which was released on PC a short while ago and now is available for Xbox users. The remainder of the releases are liveries, night lighting packs, and airports. If you got this far in the video, thank you very much. You guys are a bunch of aviation legends. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, as 72% of people that watch the Oz Flight Simmer channel are not subscribed. This really helps the channel grow and really supports me as well, so thank you very much. I'm going to leave you with another video here as we talked about the development of the fly-by-wire A380. I think you might like it, so check that one out and I'll see you over there.